All right, we've got the Salty's Pompano rig. We got some fish gum on here. Salted ghost shrimp today. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the first time I have fished in a long time. I've been out. I've had a back injury. I've not been able to walk around the house. I've pretty much had to stand for the past 3 weeks. So I am excited to be back out here on the beach. See what we can get stirred up. Who knows? I'll take anything today. So let's check it out. All right, we've got the Salty's Pompano rigs. We got some fish gum on here. And then we're gonna break out these salted ghost shrimp today. These have actually been sitting in salt for a couple weeks. I've had that back injury, so I've not been able to use them. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to rig these up. And I know I'm gonna have to thread them on multiple times. I'm gonna have to put magic thread on here. Just gonna pinch that, get her all wrapped up good on here, and hopefully it'll stay. So I don't know how this salted ghost shrimp's gonna work, but we're gonna give it a shot. Second rig going out is another Salty's Pompano rig. And we're gonna try the ghost shrimp in 2 pieces here. I've separated the head from the body. We're gonna see if I can thread this on. Pretty tough, a lot tougher than I expected. Still gonna put some magic thread on there before I throw it out though. And as you can see, it is rough out here. And I'm actually gonna fish really tight to the beach today. I'm gonna fish in this little bit of a trough that we've got here. All right, hooked up, good deal. I went over to check that rod that I've got thrown over the bar. As soon as I did that, this guy took off bouncing. All right, that feels so good. That's the first fish I have caught in a long time. All right, not a huge whiting, but we got us a whiting on the salted ghost shrimp, so it does work. It'll catch fish. We're gonna get a measurement on him. I think he's gonna be just a little smaller than what I like to keep, but if he's 10, I'll hold on to him. If he's shorter than that, he's going back. He's a keeper. He is. He's almost 11 actually, so good deal. I might have a fish on him. Okay, I do. Another little whiting on there. I was gonna bring this in to check it for bait because it got a hit earlier. I had no clue there was actually a whiting had got on there and stayed hooked up. He's a little guy. We'll get him back. Drop him. My back still hurts. It's not the most pleasant thing to bend over and pick stuff up off the ground, but we'll get him back. All right. Are we hooked up? Maybe. There we are. I was down there holding a rod, trying a new little spot over there, just seeing if I could stir up a whiting or two, and then this guy, as far away as possible, hit. But he's a keeper. Another solid whiting. But that was fun trying to get that little whiting rod brought in and get 40 yards down the beach. But another solid whiting. Might have a lot of grass on here. That's what we got. Tons of grass. Bunch of grass moving in. Until this water warms up just a bit more, we're really only going to have 2 target species, and that's going to be whiting and black drum. You will occasionally find a red in the surf, just not super common. And you will occasionally find a pompano, but those are going to be extremely few and far between. So the main reason you want to target whiting right now is because they're here. And it's not going to be every day. I mean, we still have very cold water temperatures. It has pushed up to about 61 degrees today, which is awesome because it's been down in the 50s. And when it gets down in the 50s, it is extremely difficult to catch anything. So as this water temperature slowly rises, that whiting bite will pick up, and then eventually we'll get some pompano back. Got a solid hit right there. And I was once again in the process of moving some rods around. What do we got? I can't see it still. Another good whiting. Awesome. As you can see, I was moving that rod down to this side and had to throw that in this sand spike real quick. So I'll take this over to the cart and get him off of there and get him in the cooler because I am going to eat some fish tonight. Another solid whiting. Again, these aren't huge whiting today. They're in that 10, 11 inch range, which is fine. I mean, they're big enough to keep and get a decent fillet off of. But hopefully we'll find that 13 or 14 incher while we're out here. What do we got here? We got another one. All right. I don't know if he's gonna be big enough to be a keeper. Nah, I don't know. He's gonna go back. This guy is not quite what we're looking for. We'll send you back. Grow up a little bit for me. Hey, get back, Fred. All right, guys, the grass has gotten really bad. I'm sick of fighting it. So let's head to the house and cook some whiting. All right, we're gonna jump over into a little bit of a catch and cook. And today, I'm trying to do something a little spicy. I got this from a buddy over at Tony Tackle. You can check his channel out. He posted something. I noticed the fish fry he was doing, it had a red color to it. I thought, what's going on with that? And he had added some hot sauce to it. So what I've got here is some pompano and whiting that I've had marinating in some hot sauce here for about 2 days. So it should have absorbed some of the heat by now. The two sauces I'm using are sriracha, and since sriracha is kind of a thick sauce, I kind of diluted it with just some regular hot sauce that I had. That way it'll, yeah, and there's Lucy. Lucy's in here with me. But I added the other hot sauce to kind of thin down the sriracha so it would get absorbed by the fish. And then we're gonna get it into some breading, and then I'm gonna add a little bit something else to the breading too as well. I've got a bunch of the Zatarain's, I think that's what it is, crawfish boil. It's got some nice heat to it. So I'm gonna mix that into the fish batter as well, and then we'll get cooking. All right, and we're not gonna get too wild with the crawfish bowl. We're gonna put about a spoonful in there, and I'll get that all mixed up. Hopefully it'll be spread out enough, and I won't have a couple pieces blazing hot and then a couple pieces with just the plain batter on there. All right, now we're just gonna get these all breaded up real good here. And I can immediately notice the breading is sticking to this a lot more than it would be if you just had just the bare fillets. So these might be extra crispy this way, so that's not a bad thing. I'm not gonna complain about that, but I do like to make sure I flip them around and kind of push them into that batter. That way they get covered nice and good. We'll get a couple more of them battered up, and then we'll get them thrown in the grease and give them a shot, see how good they are. All right, now we got that grease nice and hot. Let's put a couple pieces of whiting in there. We'll have a couple pieces of pompano. And once those are done, we're gonna find out if this is gonna be a success or if it's gonna be a flop. I'm hoping it's gonna be a success, but we'll find out. One thing I do when I'm frying my fish, I like to leave it in there just a little long. I don't want it burnt, but I like it well done. I think that gives it just a little more crisp to the breading, so I leave it in there just a hair longer than most people would. We got Maggie over here. She's helping me in the kitchen now. She's doing some artwork for me while I wait for these last few fillets to get done. All right, these guys should be nice and done. Get some of that grease dripped off of them. Get them on some paper towel. Man, it smells amazing. I'll let these cool off. I'll get another batch in the grease, and then I'm gonna have to try some of these guys. All right, all the fish is done. It's all on the plate. Now it's time to try it. All right, now it is a moment of truth. Let's see if this is any good. So here it goes.
Daddy, no.
Oh yeah.
Daddy.
That's legit right there. Not really got a whole lot of heat to it, but it's got that hot sauce flavor to it. That's good stuff. I'll have to do this again. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. And until next time, I'll see you later.